We'll slide it over.
Curious George goes to a chocolate factory. This book belongs to you.
Because I made it.
Curious George goes to a chocolate factory. Written by Margaret and H.A. Rays. This is George. George was a good little monkey and always very curious. One day George went for a drive with his friend, the man with the yellow hat. Look, George, the man said. There's a store in that chocolate factory up ahead. Let's stop for a treat. George loved chocolates. Inside the store, boxes of chocolates were stacked everywhere, but the man with the yellow hat found his favorites right away. George, he said, wait here while I buy these, and please stay out of trouble. Is he going to stay out of trouble?
No.
No, he's Curious George. His middle name should be Trouble. Curious Trouble George. I guess George is his first name. George Trouble Curious. George looked around the store. He saw chocolate-covered cherries and fudge-flavored lollipops. A chocolate bunny caught his eye. Then something else caught his eye. What were all those people looking at? George was curious. He climbed up to get a better look. Through the window, he saw lots of trays filled with little brown dots. What were all those little brown dots? George was curious. He found a door that led to the other side of the window. The little brown dots were chocolates, of course. A tour guide was showing a group of people how to tell what was inside the chocolates by looking at the swirls on top. This little swirl means fudge, and this one means caramel is inside. This little wiggle is for marshmallow. This is the squiggle for truffle.
What's this one?
This one is for nougat. That one is, the sideways swirl is for orange fluff, and this one is for George's favorite. Do you remember what this one is?
What is it?
What is it shaped like?
I don't know.
A banana. It's banana cream. Which one is your favorite?
My favorite.
The little truffle one? That one looks particularly delicious. George followed the tour group until they came to a balcony overlooking a room where the chocolates were made. Down below, busy workers picked the candy off the machines and put them into boxes. These were the machines that made the chocolates with the swirls on top. The chocolates came out of the machines on long belts. But how did they get their swirls? George was curious. He climbed down from the balcony and up onto a machine. What is he doing right here? What's that?
I don't know.
He hit the lever with his foot on accident. So he turned the machine on really fast. George peeked inside. He was trying to see what was making the swirls when all of a sudden the chocolates began coming out faster and faster. They sped by him so quickly they seemed to be running on their own legs. Quick, bring more boxes, yelled a man with a tall white hat. What happened? Asked another man. Nobody answered. No one knew what had happened, and everyone was so busy that no one noticed George.
You gotta look that way.
Yeah,
Because you're looking.
yeah, just turn your head. He's just over there. Have you ever seen that experiment where it was like people dressed in black and people dressed in white playing basketball and they're passing the ball back and forth, and then after you watch the video, someone asks you, okay, did you see the monkey walk through? And there was a man in a monkey costume walking through, but it was all black, and you're distracted by looking at the people passing the ball. You should watch it. Well, I guess spoiler alert, I gave it away. Because now that I told you that there's a monkey, you're going to see the monkey. I apologize for that. The workers began to fall behind, and the candy fell off the end of the belt. Save the chocolates, yelled the man with the tall white hat. Meanwhile, George saw one of his favorites whiz by. He tried to catch the banana cream chocolate, but it was too fast.
Yeah, too fast.
He chased it to the end of the belt.
That's that one.
There it is. I can tell. I memorized that little cheat sheet with the swirls. At the end of the belt, a pile of chocolates was growing taller and taller. George had never seen so many chocolates. As he searched for the banana cream, he put the others in the empty boxes. George was a fast worker. Somebody noticed and yelled, "Bring that monkey more boxes. He's helping us catch up." Not all the chocolates made it into the boxes, but no more chocolates fell on the floor. What is he doing with those chocolates?
Eating them.
Oh my goodness. He's just eating a bunch of random chocolates. Just when George and the workers were all caught up, the tour guide ran in with the man with the yellow hat. "Get that monkey out of here," she yelled. "He's ruining our chocolates." "But this little monkey saved the chocolates," explained the workers.
But there was another one in here. You're not
He's
going
still got another one. He's probably going to eat that one too. Then the man with the tall white hat said to George, "You may have caused us some trouble, but you were a speedy little monkey. You deserve a big box of candy for all your help." George was glad he was not in trouble, but he did not take the chocolates. Why didn't he take the chocolates?
Cause he ate all them.
He ate too many. His belly hurts. Oh goodness.
Cause his belly hurt.
Back- Back in the parking lot, the workers waved goodbye as George and his friend got into their little blue car. "George, are you sure you don't want any chocolates before we leave?" asked the man with the yellow hat. George was sure. The end. Well, here I just don't get it. Like, okay, he caused trouble and then he redeemed himself, but you can't sell those chocolates. I mean, look, he didn't wash his hands, right? He's not wearing gloves. He's not wearing clothes. He's totally naked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not a diaper.
Not even a diaper.
Yeah.
And look, he's a monkey, so he uses his hands as transportation. So his hands are just super gross. Like I would not buy chocolates from this company.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone else has the gloves on. And then all of a sudden the monkey starts touching everything. And you think, oh, that's cool. Don't worry about it.
But that guy doesn't have gloves on.
He doesn't have gloves on, but look, he might be the boss, because look at how tall his hat. He's got the tallest hat out of all of them. That's how you know when someone's a boss.
If that guy was a boss, he will have a big hat of that guy.
Right. Oh, and he's got like a lab coat too. Everyone else is in aprons, and he's wearing a lab coat. So he's definitely the man in charge down here. So I'm gonna blame him for not monkey-proofing his operation.
He likes operation.
That's his whole operation, and it's just available
I'm
for any.
really trying to learn what to get a chocolate.
Yeah, you could put a lock on the door, or if not a lock, just like a little swipe. You know, you'll swipe your Prox card, anything. I mean, this is just
Or that guy's going right there.
right. I think that's
Or right there on top of
right. He's gonna have a lot of explaining.
or George climbed on to his hat.
You think George should climb onto his hat, or do you think George should wear the hat?
That's yeah,
And then all of a sudden George is in charge.
yeah.
And then he could be the top chef. He's still look at the last page. He's still kind of belly's not really feeling so great. How many chocolates do you think he ate?
100.
100 chocolates. His stomach would be distended. Oh my gosh, and his insulin levels would be so great. How many chocolates can you eat?
I don't know.
How many chocolates did you eat yesterday?
I don't know.
You don't know? God bless you. God bless